Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Adam Abou-Shehada and this is ZIN Talk, and today's guest is the fabulous Sandra Bayliss. She is a Zumba educational specialist based in Wales. Many of us watching may have started their Zumba journey with her at Basic Steps Training. Before I bring her on, guys, I want you to say hello, say hi, leave some comments below. We do have some Q&A at the end, so I'll be answering as many questions as we can. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, Adham.
Bless you.
I can't see you. I lost you, actually.
Oh, bless you. Can you see me now?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, bless you. Don't worry. Well,
Hi, guys.
hey. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think most of them can see you. I'm going to sort you out now. Tell us about your Zumba journey, how you became a Zumba instructor, and when you became a ZES.
Well, actually, the first time I did a Zumba class was in a gym, and they forced me to do it because I didn't want to do it. And I was working in a gym, and they said, Sandra, there's a new girl who wants to showcase a new class. Would you mind coming in and get into her class? There you go, I can see you now. and see what you think about it. And I loved it. I laughed the whole time. And when I moved to the UK, I used to go to her classes, and when I moved to the UK, there was no Zumba classes around, and I thought, oh, I've missed this, so I need to do it. And I just went and registered for my B1 training with Naomi Yomokoina. I still love her. And I just joined in the training so I could have all my choreography and my music sent to home. So I never actually intended to become an instructor, it just happened, and I just fell in love with it. So that's how it started, and then there was nowhere to go. I had to teach, I love it. There you go.
Bless you. So your journey of becoming a ZES, when did you become a ZES?
It was actually 9 years ago, 2011. And I applied to become a ZES 3 years before. So when Donna Giffen, in Caroline Parsons actually auditioned, I met, before that, I met Beto in Manchester. I did a class with him. And I absolutely loved it. And he mentioned they were doing some auditions for ZESs. So I went on the website and I auditioned. I didn't think I was going to get it in a million years. But that's what happened. Yes. And I auditioned it, and I went to the Netherlands, and they offered me the job. There you go.
Brilliant. Was that the Netherlands? You did a training probably for the ZES training, was it?
We did an audition, and then because the time when I actually got accepted, I was 9 months pregnant. Okay. So I did a second audition in the UK. I couldn't fly anymore, but they still took me.
Oh, bless you. Definitely. Well, you're a lovely lady, we all love you. So,
thank you.
Bless you, no probs. So, let's have a look. So, what trainings do you run, and which is your favorite?
Oh, well, I do basic one, and some people, I think, they know me for that. And I do rhythms 2 and rhythms 3. And I love them all. The big one is always, I just love the energy. People's energy, they're so excited, the divergence, and I just can't wait to actually break them all down. The rhythms too, I think is an amazing one, because when you do your first training, you're too excited, or you don't really take anything in the sense of you don't really think of with an instructor's cap on, but after you've been teaching and you do the rhythms too, things kind of like click into place, so you can learn so much more. So I love that. And the rhythms 3, it's just my favorite rhythms at the moment. African style, I can't get enough. I can't get enough of African style, so I love that one too. There you go.
Bless you. So what were the other two? The other two rhythms. There's Afro, and there was, what else was there?
We have Street Heat. I was a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm getting there. I love the funkiness of it. I actually never considered myself funky, but that's kind of like changing me a little bit. And the Bhangra. The Bhangra, I think somehow I have a little bit of Indian background somewhere there. I absolutely love it. It just brings me to life. And the other one is, so we have Afrobeat, we have Bhangra and Brazilian funk, which The most thing that I was most worried about is how to pronounce it, but I think I'm okay. Funk. There you go.
No, it's brilliant. Okay, we've got a few people watching today, so let's have a look. Let's see who there are. There's we've got Annalie from Sweden. We've got Mr. Corridor Escalante himself. We've got Roxanne. We've got Mette from Denmark. And we've got Fernando, Angelica.
You baby. Well done, both.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Brilliant. We've got Paul as well. We've got a few people. Laura. Oh yeah. So Roxanne loves Bhangra.
Oh yes. It's amazing, isn't it, Roxanne?
Definitely. And Zumba Fernando, he took his B1 with you.
When was that, Fernando?
Bless him. I remember meeting Fernando probably in 2012, so it's definitely before, probably maybe 2011.
Yeah. Maybe one of my first ones then.
Possibly. Yeah, we'll probably know in a bit. We've got Joanna and Nicole from Malaysia.
Wow!
Yeah.
I love that. Yes. Hi Joanna. Hi Nicole. And Sharon from Scotland. Hello Sharon.
Hello, we've got Andrea Edwards. She was our first guest on our series. Yeah, she was awesome. We've got Daryl, is right. He says, was great to see you at Virtual Pro today.
Great. I saw you dance loads. Well done, Daryl. I can flick at my screen to see you.
Bless. Zumba Fernando, he says 2011. Yeah.
My first one, Fernando, then. We've been having for a while. It's nice.
Bless you guys. If you could leave us some questions below, that would be perfect. That would be awesome. Let's see what other question we got here. Who inspires you the most? Is it family, friend, or any Zumba instructors, presenters out there?
Oh, you know what? Every single one of them does. I know that's not fair to say, but they do. Because everybody brings something new to the table, and I just love kind of like soaking in whatever bits of personality they have. But I also get so inspired with my students because they're just so committed. Coming to my classes every week, and they are really nailing it. Some of them have said that they become much better now, that they are in the comfort of their own home, dancing. So they don't have to worry too much about like who's watching them. Not that anybody does, but I love that. And I've also been doing lots of classes with Zumba jammers, and I love them. Every single one of them. They all have something so special. And of course, I have to say, one of my favorite people, one of my favorites are anybody from the UK team, especially Hendet with Bayer. I love his choreo, I love his charisma, I learn from him every time I teach. I do. Not because he's here, but because I really do love him.
Bless him. He's lovely. I do love Hender.
So much fun.
He is. Definitely. So, what was your favorite rhythm? Is it salsa, bachata? Go on.
Right now, African beat.
African beat.
Is my favorite. I cannot have enough like looking for music that sounds like Afrobeat tempo. I love it. I also belly dance always has a special place in my heart. I love kind of like sexy, quirky rhythms. So yeah, I love this too. Yes.
No, I can agree with the belly dancing. Yeah, definitely.
My B1 rhythm has to be salsa.
Yeah, salsa.
Forever. Salsa forever. I have a salsa shirt as well. I think.
Salsa all stars. Lovely. No, salsa is probably my favorite out of them as well. Definitely. Okay, so yeah, what advice would you give to a new Zumba instructor?
That's a tricky one. Advice. They have to practice, and they have to practice so much. Especially with someone that has nothing to do with Zumba, like your family, your partner, maybe. If you can make him happy and he can follow you or she, okay, and they don't do Zumba, then that's the perfect person to practice with. If they are getting frustrated, yes, or they don't pay attention to you, then you have to find a way of actually, bringing them to you and make sure that they enjoy it with you. Even if they can't do the step, they definitely, there will definitely be like the little factor to let you know when you're ready to teach. Definitely.
Yeah, it's almost like an indicator. No, that's brilliant.
An indicator. That's it. That's it. Practice, and don't compare yourself with anybody else, because you have a lot to learn. Yes, but it's just little by little, and nobody can be you. You can't be them. So don't worry too much about looking a specific way. Just enjoy yourself. Remember that what you do is to make people happy. It's not for you to look amazing. You probably do anyway. If you're enjoying yourself, then you're probably amazing. But don't worry too much about how you look when you are actually making them have a good time.
I think the participants will soak it up, and they'll enjoy it more when you enjoy it. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You know what? Someone I think after I've been teaching for about a year. Someone made a comment to me, and they say, "I think she's a little bit of a show off."
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember, I was so shy because I let that comment annoy me. But also, I actually thought it's true, so maybe I have to fall back a little bit. So I think for a couple of months, I kind of like held back, and I thought, but it's not me, but I believe that person. So don't let anybody,
dampen your spirits. Definitely.
Like,
No, I know if somebody said that to me, I wouldn't feel too happy, to be honest. Sometimes I find it depends how it came across, but obviously, it does, does affect. And it's an interesting one, definitely, because I mean, end of the day, it's about the success of our participants, enjoying the class. Yeah, no, definitely.
You learn every day, don't you? You learn every day.
Definitely. Let's have a look. So, okay, was there a funny thing that happened in your class you remember?
Today? In the middle of the warm-up, my bra strap just broke. Like, oh no!
Is that virtual fails?
Oh my goodness, it has never happened. It had never happened before. Luckily, because I was going to do Sandra harness training straight after my class, I had another set of clothes, so I had to go to the side and actually change my top. I'm sure nobody saw anything. I was like, oh no, I can't believe this. One of the funniest ones I remember. Yeah.
Bless you. Well, that was...
Yeah. There was actually one day as well when I was in a masterclass and we were dancing in a bar, and someone came in and started kind of like stealing my participants. It was someone who had a little bit much to drink, and he was not even part of the masterclass. He just joined in from the bar, so that was kind of like an interesting time as well.
Bless you. Yeah. Sometimes, I've had that happen on a few occasions. Yeah. Nice.
Have you heard about this guy going into classes?
Oh yeah, I've heard about the flasher. Oh crumbs, yeah. We haven't actually brought this up. This is a good subject. Well done, Sandra.
And they said it was not him, but I'm not sure. I doubt.
Bless him. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I think it's, you know what, we'll have to talk about it with the virtual thing when we get to that. I think a lot of we'll get to that, definitely. I think I'm sure you have some advice towards that. Yeah. Anyway, if not, I'll bring it up. Let's have a look. So, what is it you love most about being an instructor?
Oh, you know what? Seeing people having a good time. I love that. I could just watch them. I wish I could just teach and just let them go and then just watch them all day. Because I love how they transform in class. So many shy people actually just find a lot of confidence in it. So I love to be able to offer that. And secretly, I really, really, really enjoy them being happy and enjoying themselves. And I like to give them permission to do so. And provide them a safe place for them to do so. That's what I love.
No, definitely. When they smile, it's kind of an indicator. Obviously, there's the ones that are concentrating, but when you're looking around while you're in your class, if they're all smiling, it does give you an indicator that they're happy. And it just it's good. It just gives you a good feeling. You feel like you're doing something right, right?
But also, you know what, Adam, I was not someone who will actually stay in a job for a long time, because I got bored very easily. So I like the fact that being an instructor, you have so many different mini jobs, and I mean, you know, right? You have to be a sound man, you have to be a tech person, you have to be
Especially in the last few months, yeah, definitely.
a choreographer, a DJ, music finder, so many things, and I just love that because sometimes when you go to work, like if you do work in an office, for example, I don't have anything against that, but you would go and do a certain kind of job, and that's just being on the laptop, right? You need to do stuff, but my day will be, okay, what do I need or what do I fancy doing today? Maybe I'm not in the mood to do accounts, but I'm in the mood of listening to music. Or sometimes I don't feel like moving, but I can go and do some marketing. So many different things. It's just so interesting. That's what I love. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it you love most about being a ZES?
Better. No, just joking.
Of course we love him, you know.
No, will do. But I think the reason why I became a ZES was because I thought, I love this. I love teaching. But it's not just teaching as an instructor, as in like moving. I love to give actually educational tools for people to become better, to understand how to progress, how to move towards a goal. So I love being able to connect with people and actually answer their questions if they want to. And my light went off. If they want like progress, become better at a certain thing. I love that, and I actually love still communicating with them because my job doesn't end finishing a training. I am someone who likes to be available whenever I can, but I have so many people who just email me and ask me, you know, have you ever thought about, you know, how to make your, I don't know, anything to do with virtual classes right now? How can I make my image clearer? How can I make my sound system work better for me? All of those little things, and even if I don't know, I will go and research for them so I can provide that information. I like to be able to do that, to help them. For sure.
Bless you. I know it's been a bit difficult the last few months for a lot of instructors. There's amazing instructors out there, but with the last few months, with the lockdown, etc., it's I mean sometimes. When it comes to IT literacy, you know, some people, you know, I mean, they can do the basics, but as you said, you need to be a sound man, you know, you need to get a video camera and all sorts of stuff. So it's a shame because a lot of them, some of them probably haven't pursued the online virtual, you know, platforms, you know, of actually pursuing their classes online. So it has been an interesting time for a lot of us, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
It can create lots of anxiety for people as well.
Yeah, definitely, especially when they're been in contact with a lot of their participants over the years, you know, and they don't see them. You know, it's even for our participants, it's been a challenge, you know.
Yes, for sure. If anybody's watching this and needs some advice as well, please reach out. I would love to help you out just in case.
Definitely. Our next question is about virtual classes. How are your virtual classes?
Well, again, I was very, very afraid at the beginning. It seemed like I needed to be pushed. Actually, when lockdown finished, I was kind of like, oh, great, I'm going to have a break. And then a week later, I saw everybody teaching, and I was like, oh, I'm falling behind. I need to get on the boat. Right? It was so much anxiety because I didn't know much about technology, and my husband knew, but of course he's not an instructor, so he didn't know exactly what I needed or how I needed to do it. So at the beginning it created a lot of anxiety for me, and we spent hours, and I mean, either Sandra and myself were just in the UK ZES as well. We all started to communicate with each other. How do you do this? Do you guys know how to do this? And the first experiences we had were horrendous.
I think we all had a bit of that, to be honest with you.
But it gets easier,
right?
right?
So
now there's so many people who can help you because they've been through that already. And I feel every time we do more classes, we get more comfortable. But it's a learning experience. It's just like almost like starting from scratch, teaching again. You have to test so many things with this trial and error. Right now, I'm super happy with my classes. I have more people that come to my classes from, well, I suppose because you open up virtually. I have people who have never done a class with me, that come to see me, and also people who I've never seen, who I haven't seen for ages. So that's really nice. And some of my participants who are my regulars, face-to-face, some of them are still quite resistant, you say, like they resist.
Yeah, they're resisting the whole the IT thing, of actually going online stuff.
They don't want to, but it's okay. I mean, everybody will get there when they're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen one of my ladies yesterday, actually, funny enough. I saw her, in the streets, and I saw her, so it was lovely. I hadn't seen her for a while, mind you, but what's that called? Angie's been running the classes recently, well, obviously before lockdown, and bless her, I hadn't any contact details. So a lot of our ladies, we have the ones that aren't online on social media. We literally have them on, we've got their contact details, mobile phone numbers. So we've been able to shift them across to our online platform, even without social media, so that's been quite nice. It's been interesting because some people, they have their tablets there, that they bought but they've never really used, and they've had to bring it out, during this time. And I think it's increased their own technological, experience, and so it's been interesting, definitely.
But helping them to move forward as well.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone has any questions regarding that, we'll try our best to answer those down there, especially with Zoom. The one thing about Zoom I was going to say is a lot of people are putting up their their meeting number and their passwords, and if they're out in the public domain, it's like putting a mobile number up, and expecting expecting people not to prank call you or something like that. So always try and keep it private. If you've got a private group on Facebook or via Messenger or something like that, because I mean, we just try to avoid it. It would help, if people didn't share those. Obviously, it's good because some people aren't technologically apt. They're not able to, some people, so they need it to be put on their, on their newsfeed somehow, or on their, on their instructor's wall or something like that, for them to be able to access it. So I can understand that perspective, but try and keep it, what we do is we always email it like hours before the session starts, and this is private, so nobody gets to see it, Otherwise you'd be asking for trouble, you'd be getting flashers.
That's what you want, then go for it.
I've only heard about it, but I've not really, I've not experienced it, thankfully. Mind you, I'm on a business version of like Zoom that isn't actually on the mainstream. It's called Ring Central. It's the first time I've actually mentioned it, but because I have my own business, I get it through, and I'm quite acquainted with it before this all happened, thankfully. Anyway, so let's have a look. So we've got a few peeps. Let's just go and see what the message is. We've got Natalie Arnfield. She says hello, she's from Manchester.
Love your stuff. I love your makeup and everything. I've been watching it.
Bless you. Yeah, she's a lovely girl. Bless her. Just have a look, and we've got a Blanca Harvey. She sends you love, and we've got a few questions here. I'm just going through it. We've got a Liz. Hi, hope you both are okay. We're good. Lovely for you to join us. Brilliant. Apparently Zumba Fernando said, I have that some random person just got in. I don't know, you probably experienced this.
Did you enjoy it or not?
Well, I don't know. Well, he'll have to tell us, wouldn't he?
It's the virtual world. You have to find
some excitement in your life. You got Liz Hall. She says, lovely to see you.
You too, Liz. Thank you, love.
And then Kieran says he loved hosting you a few years ago. for a B1.
I think you're in Nottingham, Kira, no? I think so.
Yeah, so I think that,
you went with Anna.
yeah, possibly. Yeah. And you've got a Angie says you're lovely and amazing. Bless her. Yeah, and Liz, lovely to have a ZES from Mexico.
Mexico. I was made in Mexico for people.
Bless her. Liz and Day. Yeah, lovely ladies. And you've got a Jade. Can't wait to do my B2. End of the month, she's doing a B2 with you.
Rhythms too, guys. There's still time to join if you want to.
Definitely.
Learning.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Roxanne doesn't want any flashes. Let's have that. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to go through these questions now. Q&A. Let's have a look. Q&A. Let's see. Okay. Let me see the first question. Just mowing through them. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, first one is Angie says, how do you juggle being a mummy and a Zumba instructor?
Listen. Make sure you have a closet with a key.
Don't tell me you're locking them in there.
No, I'm just joking. Oh my goodness, that is so hard. But you know what? This is difficult. It's difficult with being in lockdown because it's a completely different story, you know? But right now my husband is working from home, so he has the kid. I have the girl till like 5:30, and then I basically after dinner I lock myself in the office and I just go for it. But what I will say is that I have days where I actually just work, like 2 days a week where I just work. But when I'm with the kids, I'm just with the kids. So I have no phone. I do not turn my computer on. So that's why I'm never like on Facebook or anything. There's some days where I actually have no social media whatsoever. So I learned that because I tend to be a workaholic. My mom used to be a workaholic, and I grew up with a workaholic mindset. So every time I was not actually doing something productive, I felt really bad. But I realized in this maybe about 4 years, the past 4 years, that you have to be in the present. So when you are with your kids, you are with your kids. And try to like really be present for them. And when you are working, you're fully working. That's I think what has worked for me. Sometimes I do go to bed really late, but that's what doesn't work for me is to be trying to be with the laptop and with my kid, and with the laptop and or with my phone and with the kids. And something I actually learned recently is that I don't know if you know, but my daughter is going to be a teenager soon. I mean, she's 9, but she's going to be a teenager soon.
Give her 2 or 3 years, yeah, definitely.
So there's that. I read in a magazine, and it says something like, if you do not want your children to be asking for a phone all the time, you need to be a role model to let them know that the phone is not so important. Because if you'd rather be on the phone than making a connection with them, they will associate the phone with something that is something that they have to have. You know, something that is valuable to have, is more valuable than them. So I try not to have my phone when I'm with them. So something that's really valuable there that I learned.
Bless you, I completely agree, because I got a little one as well, funny enough. And I think, I'm a bit guilty of that, my wife would tell you. But definitely, it's something I've told her, my wife, I said that, I didn't want my son to have an iPad or a phone at such a young age and try to, because, we all had a childhood and didn't involve a phone or an iPad. Yeah, I completely agree. Let's have a look. So, there's another question for you here. We've got a Sharon Forsyth. She says, what have you learned to do differently at Zumba during the coronavirus? What have you enjoyed about it?
Oh my goodness, you know what? What I'm enjoying the most is, let's see that question. What I'm enjoying doing differently in a way right now is I just been trying to go to as many classes as I can that are from different people who have never taken a class before. Okay, so that's something I really miss doing because I have no time to drive to go to anybody's classes. What I'm trying to do is like set myself at least the goal of going to someone new once a week and learn from them. It can be a ZIN member, it can be a DJ, it can be another set, whoever. Sometimes it just goes to ZIN studio and I just go, I'm going to take that personal class. And every time I learn something. Yeah. So for me, that has been amazing. So maybe I'll come to yours one day. I promise.
Oh, more than welcome.
Differently, I'm doing something that I actually haven't done in a long time, and it's actually go through music, a lot of music, go through new music, because I feel like during this lockdown, I don't just need music to dance to, but I need music that makes me feel connected to people. So if I can show them some sort of emotion. I found a website that is called Songs for Lockdown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, crumbs, okay. It's a new one.
It's not a website, but it's like, you have it on Reddit. It's,
Reddit, yeah.
So Songs for Lockdown. And I found so many different kinds of songs about being away from people and isolated. And actually those songs have taught me a lot, so I use them in all of my cool downs. So that's how I'm making my class a little bit different. Every song that I have for a cool down has a connection to an experience that we're going through lockdown. So that's something different, you know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sandra, you do the feedback session at a convention as well. You've done it for the last few years. That's you. It used to be in the UK as a quality tour.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember going a few years back now.
With us, Adam.
I did it with Donna and Caroline. It was an experience. It was really good. It was interesting, definitely. No, it was really good. I hadn't been at convention, but yeah, I think Daryl's been. And he said, your session at ZinCon last year with Sandra H was one of the best I've ever done. It really helped me at the time when I needed it. Thank you.
Great. That's good. If anybody wants to come to it, hopefully next convention, it's good. It helps you to grow.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's really good. We all need a bit of criticism, you know. I mean, obviously, you guys lay it down really kindly and everything. So, no, it's really good. It is constructive, definitely. Let's have a look. Angie says, when do you have time to choreograph? My little one is such a hard work.
You know what, Angie? I am going to have something. I'm going to say something that is here. There's some weeks that you will be more, how can I say, your creativity spikes more. Being a girl, you know what I mean? There's some weeks where we are more creative. Some weeks with no matter what we do, nothing is going to come in. And you have to respect that. So you need to learn how to know yourselves. I can go into a lot of detail, but I don't think it's necessary. When you're struggling to choreograph and you're kind of like trying to push through, that day is not going to happen. You're not going to have any choreography. But there are some days where you actually listen to the music and you're kind of like feeling it. So those days you have to go, Adam, look after the kid for me for a second. My brain.
Brilliant.
Give it some juices. So just pay attention to that. But what I do as well, Angie, is that I have like a notebook with lots of songs that I've started choreographing that I never finished. So I have like 10 songs on the go. And I go back to them whenever I have time, and I feel like that creative flow, and maybe one will come out. So it is so hard. So don't be too hard on yourself. You know, it's hard to choreograph, especially with the little ones. Definitely.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Sandra. We've got Fernando. He said, when have you got your Rhythm 3? When's your next one?
My next one, actually, I don't have one at the moment. Mm-hmm. I might wait till September because the people who I cancelled 2 and I did 1, so all of them came into 1. But the rest of the people who I have booked, they say they really want to wait for a live experience. So if you want to host by any chance, or if you want to host later on, I always need hosts for Rhythms 3. So I'd like to come to you if you fancy it.
No, so you did one with Andrea, didn't you, recently?
I did.
Before the lockdown, obviously.
Yes, I did one in Cardiff, and in Birmingham, and then I'm going to do one again. Birmingham and Manchester are my next. Oh, and Trowbridge as well. They want me there, so probably in the winter. Yes. So I don't have any virtual ones at the moment, just the basic two at the moment that is virtual.
Sounds good. And that's at the end of the month, I think Jade mentioned.
Yes, 5th of July.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, let's see.
If coronavirus, if the pandemic goes for longer, so people rules stay for longer than September, then I'll put another one for sure. Okay.
Okay, this is a little off topic. Sonia from Newquay, she asked you if you could go on holiday tomorrow, where would you go?
Oh my goodness! Well, I think Thailand. I would love to go to Thailand or Vietnam. That's where I will go. There you go, Tammy. Thank you for the question.
Lovely.
Yeah. Somewhere with a beach.
Lovely. Okay. Angie asked you, how did you find the virtual classes? How was your first online class? I found it strange at first.
It was messy, man. Messy. It was messy, and I was so nervous, but you know what? At the end, I was crying. Because I've been so stressed trying to prepare this. But just seeing my people dance and having a good time, even if the sound was horrendous, was amazing for me. So yes, thank you. Very messy.
Yeah, even Roxanne, she said, don't even go there. Bless her.
I know.
Bless you. So,
better now.
Sandra, did you want to introduce next week's guest?
Yes. So it's going to be the lovely Roxanne Hussein. It's an active member of the community. It's a ZIN active member. And I've heard, Roxanne, that you are supporting amazing events.
Bless her. No, we're having her next week, so it should be good. She's been watching this as well, and joining our discussions. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. It was lovely chatting with you, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining in our discussion. It was it was lovely to have you, Sandra, with us, and hopefully you'll be back with us soon, I'm sure.
I hope so. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in.
Bless you.
Please stay in touch if you want.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have more guests on here at the same time, so it should be interesting. I think Dan will be down for that. That'd be great. Okay, guys. That's you. Thank you, everyone, for watching and participating in our discussions. Tune in next week with myself and Roxanne. Thanks again. See you Sunday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.